Alright, in this video we are back with a 21.5-inch iMac from a mid-2010. A week ago I have replaced a graphics card on this specific model, which is I done a YouTube video on that one, so you can check that out, the process on how it's done. But in overall, what I want to do with this iMac is see if this Mac can handle macOS Ventura, which means can I even try to boot into macOS Ventura, and can I fully install macOS Ventura and test it, all the features, to see if it all is good and working. Okay. At the moment it's running on macOS Catalina, which is it's gonna tell you that this card, that at the moment it's an Nvidia Quadro card, and it has a Metal API support, so which allows me to work on some certain applications such as on Mojave and Catalina that require like Metal APIs, for instance Logic Pro X, Final Cut Pro. They just recently actually have a Metal API that requires a Metal cognitive function. So this specific Quadro card, which is K1100M, has a Metal support. It has a 2 gigs of RAM. So technically, why can't I just see if I can run macOS Ventura? Do I really recommend this method? I'm not sure yet, because I still have not checked the performance on this ones. I'm gonna install this on my external SSD because I don't want to change a internal hard drive of this Mac. So I'm gonna do this on an external SSD. I'm gonna patch in an upper core and see if it is actually technically loads up and works. Okay. The only thing I would say, like again back to the question, do I really recommend Ventura on anything older than 2010 or 2011? If to be honest with you, I don't recommend installing macOS Ventura on anything older than 2011 or 2010 because those iMacs unfortunately have missing a lot of hardware features, and one main issue is something to do with the processor capability and features. Technically, I will talk this about later, but the first 4 things what we want to do is see if this iMac can handle macOS Ventura. Alright, so the current spec on this iMac that we're gonna try macOS Ventura on this one, it has a first generation i3 processor. So yeah, that's gonna be a first generation i3 processor, which is, I believe, it's just like a dual processor. It's gonna be fun. The RAM is 8 gigs of RAM, so I think it should be enough for a multitasking and other small applications. And we're gonna just try put on a 500 gig SSD drive, but we're gonna boot into the external drive because I don't want to change the drive on this machine. So I'm gonna do this externally. And the card, of course, it does support Metal, but I'm not sure how Ventura will like this card. So it's just we're gonna see what will happen. So yeah, I got a Ventura USB stick installed already, which is here. I got the application. So yeah, this is a macOS Ventura, technically, which is obviously but not allow me to install. So I will basically replace the open core on this one, so to allow me to boot into the external USB drive. So yeah, we can just basically what we're gonna do, we're gonna try to boot this into the installer, and then we're gonna install into the external SSD drive. What we're gonna do is do some tweaking on this one. So what we will do is go to the developer settings. We're gonna enable on the Nvidia K1100 card. We're gonna do a hibernation workaround, disable firmware throttling, ignore app updates for now. We're gonna do force web drivers. Actually, I might leave that, I might not need it. Just gonna enable SIP. I'm gonna enable mostly all of them just in case. I will enable all of them. And then what we'll be doing, let's just check the MISC settings. We're gonna do, we don't need to touch anything. So technically, that's all. Let's just, so yeah, we're gonna install OpenCore on a external USB stick that has a macOS Ventura installed inside. So let's do that. So we got a discrete for now. Install EFI. We're just gonna type the password. Alright, what we're gonna do now is reboot the machine, restart the machine. I will do a PRAM on this one just in case, because I know it has an issue of the display. So just gonna do a PRAM. Hold the Alt key. And then select EFI boot. And we have installed macOS Ventura. So we're gonna select that. So let's see if this actually will be able to boot into the actual installer. So if this boots into the actual installer, then that's actually good news. Then we will see if this potentially has an issue. So the only reason why I didn't record the procedure of macOS Ventura installation is because this card has an issue where every time it reboots you had to do a PRAM, so sometimes I couldn't see a progress bar on the screen. It's because of the specific card that I had been used. I had a display issue where it keeps refusing the display to turn on, so I had to reboot the machine and keep PRAMing it every time it reboots. Also, as you can see here on the image, the macOS Ventura has actually successfully booted up after installation, but what you see on the screen is just a picture to show you that the card will not work at the start. So basically what it means is that macOS Ventura doesn't have the specific card drivers, so it doesn't have text when you load up macOS Ventura in the first time. So fortunately this requires to repatching the macOS Ventura operating system for the card to function. So I managed to actually install macOS Ventura on this one. I might skip some parts on the installation. I had some issues with this computer as well, but technically, as you can see, the 2010 can launch macOS Ventura, which is you can pretty much see. It's an as I mentioned, it's a it's an i3 dual-core processor. It has the card that has detected 8 gigs of RAM, and that's an SSD that I'm running from. And as you see on the graphics display, it still says metal support. However, just to let you know, you do need to you still need to actually install the root patches, because of the card will not work in the first launch, in the first bit. Like, that's why I just didn't want to show you the setup sequence, because trust me, it was long. It's because of the card, it was actually running really slow. But as you can see, the Ventura is technically working kind of fine, so it actually does accelerate perfectly fine. The only thing is I noticed is that obviously they changed the Wi-Fi locations now, of saying a fire card thing. Another one might also, if you select the USB drives, it should detect all the 2.0 USB drives, because I heard that Ventura dropped a USB 1.0 support. I think the cameras also should be working fine, I believe. Yep, the camera works perfectly fine. Has a light pulled in. The brightness control does work on this one, so it seems that's actually good. So yeah, the only issue is just the Wi-Fi is not getting the most potentially. Wi-Fi might have issues, to be honest with you. So if I select advanced, yeah, I don't think I might able to get the Wi-Fi turned on this one, since I know the Wi-Fi card on this model might not support the latest operating systems, because I heard that Ventura did drop off the old Wi-Fi card, legacy Wi-Fi card, so it might able to fix it by installing a Wi-Fi patch most potentially. I'm not 100% sure, but the Wi-Fi is actually seems is being detected on this machine, which is the Wi-Fi that's here. Yeah, it shows it detects as an airport card. It just shows it's a local address. So I might not gonna spend time on fixing the Wi-Fi with this one, but for the best performance, those iMacs, you can actually upgrade a Wi-Fi card. You can actually take off a Wi-Fi card from a MacBook Air or MacBook Pro Retinas, or even the iMac Slim models, and you can get like an adapter where you can adapt the Wi-Fi card. And you can also get like a 2015, 2014 Wi-Fi card working on this computer actually. But generally, yeah, that's there you go. You got a technically raw Ventura running on a 2010 iMac. So yeah.